Binti Jafran and my matrix number is 289784. We are from group 12 who would like to share about the Monsopiad Heritage Village in Penampang, Sabah. Monsopiad Heritage Village is located at Kampung Kuai Kanda Zone, Jalan Putatan Ramayang in Penampang, Sabah. For business hour, this place only open every Monday until Sunday from 9 a.m. until 4 p.m. but they will close on Tuesday. So, if you want to go here, please make sure you arrange your time properly because there are a lot of activities that you can do here. These activities will be presented by my other group members. For your information, Monsopiad Heritage Village is a traditional village with historical site in the heartland of the Kadazan Dusun people, and it is the only cultural village in Sabah built to commemorate the life and time of the legendary Kadazan and headhunter warrior Monsopiad. The direct descendants of Monsopiad, his 6 and 7 generations, have built the village on the very land where Monsopiad lived and roamed some 3 centuries ago to remember their forefather and to give you an extraordinary insight into their ancient and rich culture. Okay, so let's recall the past about this legendary warrior. Over 300 years ago, Monsopiad is said to have been born of the Dungo couple and his wife Kizabon, who at that time were the tribal chiefs of the Kadazan Dusun. They lived with the other Kadazan Dusun tribes in the long house, which was their main residence. When Monsopiad was born, there had been an unexpected event where a hummingbird was said to be chirping at that moment right on the roof of the house where Kizabon was fighting for her life, giving birth to her son. Due to Dungo being attracted to the sound, so he immediately climbed the roof of the long house and inadvertently spotted the humpback bird's nest that had been empty. Inside the empty nest, there was an egg that had hatched, but there was no sign of a humpback anywhere. Since they regarded the event as a mistake that had been bestowed by the gods, Dungo believed that in the future his son will grow up to be a valiant warrior. Then he got the empty bird's nest and mixed it into the immersion water of his son's bed until his son grew up. Due to the event, Monsopiad was taught martial arts by his grandfather in addition to learning important parts related to their tribe. Monsopiad is a powerful warrior legendary of Kadazan Dusun who harvested 42 human skulls. The number of skulls belonging to Monsopiad is said to be the most compared to some other headhunters in the district, including its nearest challenger known as Gantang from Kampung Minington. Gantang is also said to have several skulls, but he also died at the hands of Monsopiad, and his head became one of the collections kept by Monsopiad before being brought by the heirs of the Gantang family and handed over to the State Museum. Among the many skulls that have been hung in the house, there is one femur belonging to Gantang. This happened due to an order from Gantang's family, who did not want his skull to be hung above. According to the belief of the Kadazan Dusun people in ancient times, the more skulls one possessed, the more powerful the person was. These headhunters believed that the spirits of the dead were still trapped in their skulls and were used as one of the spirits that would protect them. As the times have changed to modern, then there are no more headhunters trips in Sabah, but for anyone who wants to see the skulls of the victims in the past, they can come to the Monsopiad Heritage Village because here they still keep the skulls that exist 300 years ago in the mini museum as proof that the legendary warrior once exists.
Hi, my name is Abbygail Jones. My number card metric is 289570. I will present about the activity you can do in the history of Monsopiad Heritage Village in Penampang, Sabah. Some activity you can do in the history of Monsopiad Heritage Village in Penampang, Sabah is traditional culture dance, such as Sumazau and Magunatit. At the Monsopiad Cultural Village, you will see the traditional dance performed by the local Kadazan Dusun people of Sabah. The cultural show is held at the village theater and they have 2 shows a day. The traditional Sabah cultural show starts with MC introducing the culture of the Kadazan Dusun people of Sabah, and then the dancer start to come and perform the various style of dancing. Sumazau is the iconic dance of Sabah. It's a traditional dance originated from the Kadazan and Dusun or Kadazan Dusun people, which is the largest indigenous group of Sabah. The dancer imitated the eagle in flight by stretching their arms to both sides and swing them up and down like bird wings. Usually, Sumazau is danced in group of male and female partner as a pair, who move with rhythm of beating of gong and drum. Normally, Sumazau is performed in cultural events and celebration. Sumazau is a generic term for dance in Kadazan. It can be called Sumayau, Monggingol, and Maragang in other Kadazan Dusun tribes, and it comes with several styles. The most classic version is by Kadazan Penampang, one of the sub-ethnic of Kadazan Dusun living in west coast of Sabah. When Malaysians talk about Sabah, an image of Kadazan Penampang couples dancing Sumazau will appear in their mind. Magunatip is another dance to symbolize the brave of Borneo warrior. The Magunatip or bamboo dance is a tradition of the Murid people, and it is probably one of the most physically challenging dance in this list. Magunatip, which is also known as bamboo dance, is one of the most popular traditional dance of Sabah. This energetic dance is performed by Murid people who mainly reside in the interior district of Sabah, and they are the headhunters of Borneo in the past. During the dance, the dancer put their feet in and out between clapping bamboo poles without being trapped. The name Magunatip is derived from the word apit, which means to press between 2 surfaces. This dance is hundreds of years old and always the highlight of many cultural shows in Sabah. Under the loud music by gong, tagunggak, or bamboo idiopons and a tambour, drum, Magunatip start with graceful dance by group of dancers in beautiful traditional costume. The most eye-catching part are the Murid warrior, who wear bark vest, loincloth, and showy feather headgears. They will wield their weapon and act in intimidating manner to give off wild man vibes like the scary headhunters. Secondly, you also can visit the High Priestess Hut or Husok the Babahizan. Many visitors come from all over the world, and some are students researching the Kadazan Dusun indigenous ethnic people have conducted interview with the Babahizan to learn about the history of the village. The Babahizan is a ritual priestess who communicate with the spirit living on earth. During special occasion, the priestess goes into trance after reciting long chants. Through the sacrifice of chicken, the spirit could pass information to the Babahizan. You also can watch the Mock Reading. The Mock Reading is a folk drama that flourishes in the small communities of the Great Plains, and it is a strong tradition today as it was more than 100 years ago. You can hire the people or staff to help Kadazan traditional reading Nyon Pinisi. In the reading costume of the Kadazan people, a special ceremony is made. The bride and groom are required to eat in the same plate and bowl. The ceremony was attended by the families of both parties. The groom's parents cannot at all be present at the bride's home before the couple is legally united. The most important thing in the wedding ceremony is Nyon Pinisi, which is the ceremony of changing a lump of rice. To begin the ceremony, the bride and groom sit face to face in the middle of circle of girls dressed traditionally in black. In front of them is a pot of rice, and the bride and groom will hold the rice and the pot to make a lump of size chicken egg. Then the two will exchange the lump of rice, then eat it. The Myohon Pinisi ceremony is a traditional wedding vow. Arms referred as butut in the Sabahan native language and eaten raw or roasted. Butut is a type of caterpillar found in the trunk of a dead rumbia tree, and it tastes creamy when eaten raw and like meat when cooked. The caterpillars are also known as sagu caterpillars in Malaysian and mulung caterpillars in Sarawak. Kadazan Dusun tribes in Sabah serve this caterpillar during special occasions such as harvest festival celebration and food festival. Alternatively, butut can be cooked and eaten right away, or it can first be fried for extra crunch. It is said that this worm contain a high protein content and are good for the body. For Muslims, Eating butet is forbidden since it is a species of caterpillar.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Syakeer Ahmad and Nafees Ahmad, and now I'm gonna tell you about the activities that we had on the Monsopiad Heritage Village. The first thing we need to visit is the monolith stone, or we call as the Gintutu. Nestled beside the Penampang River are the many traditional buildings that make up the Monsopiad Cultural Village. A living museum located 16 km or about half an hour away from the KK City Center. Monsopiad was a fearsome warrior who lived in the village of Kuei nearly 200 years ago. Within the Monsopiad Heritage Village lies the Gintutu Domohoing, a monolith stone erected long ago. It's a silent witness to many legends of Monsopiad. Within it is believed to dwell spirits from the past. Today, many people visit the stone for luck. Is how to make the traditional rice wine. In the olden days, many taboos must be observed during the making of rice wine. Thus, one is not allowed to swear or fight during the cooking process, or to talk bad and loudly. Other taboos are connected to practical hygiene, such as the rule that one cannot touch lemons or any other sour thing during the preparations. This could turn the wine sour. Often, a piece of charcoal or a small knife called paw is placed on top of the jar with the fermenting rice to prevent bad spirits from entering the recipe and spoil the wine lying. Being entirely the recipe natural wine will turn into vinegar when left exposed to air. The next activity that had in Monsopiad village is the fire making hut and the henna tattoo hut. The fire making hut was interesting as well as the home of making alcohol drink, which is Lihing Sikit. We can either watch, take part and learn how they make a fire from the olden days using a bamboo stick and a bamboo horse. It is a very interesting experience so that we can learn how to make fire using natural items and how to survive, like how the old people survived without any electricity. Furthermore, we can really learn how to choose the perfect natural items and did not just pick any items to make those fire. Secondly is the henna tattoo hut. We can get a beautiful henna tattoo if we went to the henna tattoo hut that was available inside the village. The only thing that we need to do is to get a coupon from the registration office and get ourselves a henna tattoo. It is a tradition inside the village. Next, there is a museum available inside the Monsopiad village. The Monsopiad Heritage Village is a traditional village with a historical site in the heartland of the Kadazan people. And it is the only cultural village in Sabah built to commemorate the life and time of the legendary Kadazan and hate hunter warrior Monsopiad. The direct descendants of Monsopiad, his 6th and 7th generations, have built the village on the very land where Monsopiad lived and roamed some 3 centuries ago to remember their forefather and to give you an extraordinary insight into their ancient and rich culture. Take a step back into the past, to the days of hate hunting and spirit worshipping. When the Bobo Hizan, high priestess of the Kadazan Dusun, ruled the villages and took care of health and spiritual well-being of their people. Kotos, the Monsopiad Museum, is built to showcase about the culture, the history of Monsopiad, the well-known famous hunter in Kampung Kuai, and the history of the mystical village itself. Besides that, there is a school activities available to bond the teacher and student. The school activities is a school expedition to Heritage Village is the perfect way to blend adventures and fun with educational objectives. Trips like these are not only motivating but also great for strengthening the bonds between students and teachers alike and expanding minds and thirst to preserve cultures and heritage by younger generations. That's all for my group. Thank you for watching.